Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Today I'm going to be going over if Throne and Liberty is worth playing. And I have a bunch of topics I'm going to be going over here. Um, and that is going to include pay to win. So I think this is probably the most concerned feature people are, before they play the game, are concerned about. So, is the game pay to win? Um, so I have currently bought the leveling pass, the battle pass, and I have purple items that are like almost fully upgraded. I have these pants which are basically fully upgraded. My boots are fully upgraded. I have traits on every single item. So what's more important than purple gear is having traits on items. These blue pants would be better than purple pants if they didn't have traits, while these did have three traits that are upgraded. Um, so one thing I want to go over is how you can make money in this game for free. So I have made about 4 to 5 thousand lucent, or about $100, if you wanted to pay to win for it, for free, just doing dungeons and extracting gear and putting it on the auction house. So one way people can make money in this game is having purple items with good traits on them. Like say if I had these bracers of the Primal King with 15 health regen. Um, Honestly, for free, as long as you do like maybe what 8 contracts, which are you get 10 a day. If you do 8 contracts, you'd be able to extract this item and get the trait for it, and you'd be able to go to the auction house and then search that item up. Um, it's not probably not that much. So, but that is 85 lucent. You need 500 for the battle pass and 500 for the leveling pass, which is really easy to get as long as you have open world dungeon access. So there's open world dungeons that are not the co-op dungeons that you were thinking of, but you physically go into them and grind items from mobs in there. You can make a ton of lucent just doing these. Like I usually make in around 3 hours about 2 to 300 lucent, um, because you can get precious rubrics and items from the mobs in here. So anybody has access to this place, and you can kill things in here. Like so this wizard's just a normal mob in there. Anybody can go in and kill it. You only need one player, and it can drop precious rubrics. But the main part is over time, all of this stuff will add up. Um, this is like 100 lucent right now. But every single thing in here drops something good. And namely, you can get armor from here and sell these as traits. So even if you get bad ones, it will add up. I've probably been in this place for maybe 5 hours, and I've gotten 6 purple items that I've sold for about 500 to 1,000 lucent. Um, so pay to win, yes, you will run into people in arena who pay to win, and it is very difficult. But the problem is even if you pay to win, you can still be beat by people who didn't pay to win. Like I beat people maybe half of the time that are in like purple items that they definitely paid about 100 real dollars for, and you can still beat them. But the problem is because it's a skill issue, when you start running into the really good players who paid to win, it is almost impossible to beat those people. If they're bad and they have like the best stuff in the game, even if you don't have good stuff, you can still beat them. But I will talk about this now. Ranged and melee and magic evasion on gear. As you can see, these boots have magic and melee evasion. This shit is overpowered. Um, so I have 240 melee evasion, but I only have 300 ranged hit chance. So if someone were to hit me, or sorry, melee, um, it'd be really hard for them if they had less than 300 hit chance to actually hit me. Um, so say if you have full traded out gear for PvP, I do not. Um, I have okay gear, but it's not meant for arena. So I have like some. Where is it? So I have like some ranged and melee evasion. I don't think I have it. I have it on my gloves. And I have melee evasion on my hat. So say if you had 700 melee evasion and they only have 300 hit chance. So say instead of this being 240, this was 700, and you have 300. There's a 40% chance for your attack to completely miss your target, So I do not like that at all. It makes this game feel really bad in Arena when you're going against people who have full PvP gear. And another thing about Arena that I absolutely hate, and this can actually make or break the game, and that is the non-early access servers. I'm on Morokai, which is not an early access server. In Arena, I can go against people from the early access server who are 5 progression days ahead of us, which in this game is a ton of time. So I only have 100 hours on this game, and I have all of my gear like fully traded and stuff. Well, mainly the pieces I'm going to be keeping for a while. Um, you really don't need to get lucky either. Anybody who didn't pay to win can still do this. Like as I said, I have not spent a single dollar on the game, and I have the leveling pass, the battle pass, and all of this stuff. Um, so the next topic I'm gonna go into, dungeons. So for pay to win, I'm gonna give this game a 2 out of 10 on it. Skill can be and kill opponents. Oh wait, I don't know how I want to phrase this. Skill does matter. The time if you're. So that's what I'm gonna say about this. If you do not have traits on your gear, you are going to die in arena if you are against people who know what they are doing. Um, so the dungeons in this game can also feel really pretty good. Usually when you try to learn a dungeon with a group of people, it can feel really fun. But if you're doing it in solo queue, you go to the co-op dungeon and then join a party. Um, the game can feel really bad because there's also people that are very toxic. And one of the most game-breaking things you can do in this game. So say if you joined a party, and you are not the party lead. So one way I do to avoid this problem I'm about to tell you guys about is I always make my own parties. I will always click post a recruitment ad, do everything I need to, and make sure I am the party lead. Do not give your party lead away. So what you can do is say if someone is griefing your boss run, you can kick them right before you kill the boss. So say the boss is at 5% health in a dungeon, you can kick them right before you kill it, and it will teleport them out of the dungeon, and they do not get anything. Obviously, if someone's griefing your run, that's a good thing. But when they're not, when you are not the party leader, if people are pieces of shit, this has happened already, they can just straight up kick you before you kill the boss and waste about an hour of your time if you wiped. I cannot understand why they would ever do that in this game. Most of the other games, you cannot do that. You intentionally kick someone before you finish the boss just to grief them and make them waste an hour of their time. I'm gonna give dungeons. So the thing is, I love the dungeons in these games. They have their own unique mechanics. At the first, they seem impossible, but as you slowly learn it, they become very fun. And the only thing I don't like is once they become fun and you do the boss maybe 5 times, the dungeons become way too easy. There is no real danger in anything. All of the bosses, other than Temple of Slaughter, are too easy, especially as a healer build like this. I have permanent mana regen. I do not lose mana. If you guys want to look at this, look at my mana regen. So I don't lose mana, and I can almost permanently heal. So it makes the game a little too easy. Even in arena, I run this build as a healer with my healers, passives and actives, and I still do not lose ever when I'm playing with the boys. And those guys haven't RMT'd either, so it's kind of crazy how strong this build are. So the thing is, there's a big meta in this game for arena, and I'll get at that in a second. The dungeons in this game are a 7 out of 10. But with the I would give dungeons like a 9 out of 10 if you couldn't kick people from the party and instantly grief their run. People will do that. I know there's a lot of people complaining about it. I enjoy them hard, but get progressively easier as you learn it. Fun. So guild raids, I think that guild raids are a little weird on how they work. So the way guild raids work, here, I'll go there real quick. I will cut this and I will show you guys what I mean. All right, so for me to show you guys what I mean is if you go into this boss portal in your guild, um, you're okay. All right, for I am now here. I will show you guys what I mean. So the way that raid bosses or guild bosses work is basically you can fight the open world boss in a contained area with just your guild mates. Now, the way that I don't like this is because the world bosses. Let me go to the schedule real quick. Hopefully there's. Oh, wait, I can't do that. Oh, that's fucking odd. Okay, so the way it works is you can have raid or field bosses as an open world event at like 8 p.m., 10 p.m., 1 a.m. And you get those crazy rewards from there, but there's usually like 100 to like 500 people there. Killing the boss with you and getting an item is extremely rare. So that drives the value up on the auction house, and I believe that's the only way you can actually sell these. As you can see, they're like 2.5 thousand lucent, which is around $50. Chernobog's is his sword and shield, which is overpowered as hell. This is like a crazy RMT item people have in arena. That's $100 real money. Mordecai's Great Blade, not the greatest item, but gives you hit and stun chance, which is solid. If you have good traits on this thing is overpowered in arena. So I'll talk about it later. Great sword dagger in arena. So that's $80. That is the only way you can sell these is if you get the world boss version. But if you get the guild boss version, you can basically bypass buying it altogether. So when your guild does these bosses, you have a chance at those items, which you can do 4 times a week, I believe. Yeah, every Wednesday. So every time, so you can do it 4 times in 1 week. But this will add up because you can start doing more, more and more. So our guild's only level like 14, I think, or 13, and we can only do 12 boss kills a week. But it just gets astronomical when you have all of these unlocked. So these items like go down in price because people don't need them as much because they're getting it from the guild. So I don't like how they do it. I do like that you get the chance to get those ultra rare items here, but I think those ultra rare items should stay ultra rare. But then again, it does stop the real world trade stuff, especially if you're free to play and you get one of those items. You can extract the trade on it, and now you can, like, I think for 1,500 lucent, you can get all of the gear I'm wearing with like all the traits and stuff. Blue traded gear is extremely cheap. It's like 15 lucent to upgrade the traits. It's like literally nothing. So guild raids, I would say maybe an 8 out of 10. Get gear that you normally cannot. World bosses. I think I'm gonna give the world boss a 4 out of 10. I don't know. It's too easy. I wish the world bosses were different than the guild bosses, and the world bosses are unbelievably hard. Strong as an arch boss. So if you guys don't know what an arch boss is, that's a boss I think that shows up once a week, and it takes like the whole server to kill. Like Queen Bellendir. So I think those should have been the world bosses, and world bosses be extremely rare. So everybody would gather up on that specific day to fight them, not 4 portals just to help the server load. So I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know. So the movement in this game, open world, it's all right. Grapple can be extremely annoying. In PvP, it sucks. So there's really no PvP movement in PvP. It's kind of about whoever gets on you first. Really, the maps don't have things blocking you, and it's really about invis. Invis, they'll still see you, but you'll be untargetable. So, which is stupid. The way invis ability in this game works kind of sucks. So I don't really like that. So I'm gonna give this like maybe a 3 out of 10. The movement in this game is really bad, especially on this boss. If it's still in here, This boss right here, what's his name? Precise Moment. This boss is super stupid. I hate that boss. Let's go to the next topic. Arena. Okay, so um, if you're free to play, must have these. Okay, so if you are free to play in this game, do not do arena until you have got fully maxed out blue gear and blue weapons. So one thing I would highly recommend is if you don't, it's like say if you have really okay, let me explain it better. So if you had this weapon with no traits on it at all, I would honestly recommend going to the guild. Um, I believe it's where is it? You can go to the ant cave. Let me leave the guild base real quick. I'll cut to that in a second because it does take a minute. Okay. All right. So if you do not, if you are free to play and you are not getting lucky in your dungeons like me, I've gotten extremely lucky. Um, Come to Ant Cave if you have. So I would recommend getting blue weapons with an enchant on them. So this one is like the First Blood longbow. This one on targets with 100% health, range crit chance goes up. I would get this, max it out, and fully trade it out. Like I said, if you're free to play and you have at least 1,000 lucent, I would recommend Arena. It is extremely fun. If you do not have 1,000 lucent and you are not free to play, do not do it. It's going to be really, really hard. And when you go against people with evasion on their gear, you are never going to hit them, ever. Literally, I can tank like 3 people at a time in full purple items if they don't have the right traits. And I am 8,000 HP. So I would highly recommend that if you do have 1,000 lucid or more, you go get your weapon that you need, like the resonance blade. This thing is insane in the arena. Fully trait this out. So yeah, just get one of the easy items to get. Like here's Longbow of the World Tree, Great Sword of the Banshee. Actually, I wouldn't recommend these honestly. I would try to get a blue weapon with traits on it. Let me see where those are at. Not Cornelius. Dead Reckoning Greatsword. On defeating an enemy, you get your coolback. That's pretty good for arena. There's a bunch you can get. Just get a fully traded out blue weapon. It is so much more cheaper. Unfortunately, there are purple weapons where their effects are better than doing that, like Laquarius's Coveted Tome. This thing is overpowered as hell in PvP. So when I go below 20% health, I stealth with my build. If you don't kill me immediately, I'm not going to die. And I would highly recommend, if you are free to play, to buy a lot of evasion on your gear. So when you run into those people with triple traded out purple items like Mordecai's and all the really good PvP weapons, you need to be able to live through those. Probably if they're great sword dagger, you won't live through them no matter what if they have heavy hit chance. And if they have Rex Chimera's crossbow, you're probably not going to live through it either if they do their spinning attack that one shots you. So arena, like a 3 out of 10, because honestly, actually I can give arena, I will give arena a surprisingly 6 out of 10. I really enjoy it. When you do have your traits on it, it is really fun. No incentive though. This kills it for me, honestly, though. There is no... Actually, I'm going to lower it just because of that. There is nothing you get from doing arena other than your... Other than... What is it? You get your weekly arena tokens. You get 6 a week. So this is a really good method if you're free to play. If you guys want to make lucent just doing nothing, win arena games. So arena games in solos isn't too bad to win, but if you guys look at where I'm going to now, if you get your 6 tokens per week. So another thing people use from the arena is you can get bracelets for 9 arena tokens. So the shop is kind of will bait you a little bit. For 3 arena tokens, you can get a blessed pouch. So, wait. So for 3 arena tokens, you can get a blessed currency pouch, which gives all of the base heroic of the resistant weapons and armor. You do not want that. You want to get these bracelets. The one I would recommend is probably, let's see, probably this blue one. And what you want to do is when you buy that blue one, you want to go to the auction house. Um, and you want to extract it. So as you can see, these things are very expensive. Let me go to a different one that there might be more on the market, because let's see this one. Yeah, they're all really, really expensive. I would recommend going to the arena, winning your games, and getting these and selling these as a trait. I ended up selling mine for 400 lucent. So that was a really good way to make money. Okay, so yeah, there's that. 4 out of 10. I really enjoy it when you do good in it, but it is very hard to do good at the start. You have to tough through like 15 to 20 losses before you know what you're doing. Okay, so that's the next thing. Um, Daily tasks. I do like these. Let's go to Stone Guard real quick. So every day you can donate to the guild and get a bunch of tokens over. I think you get one every hour. Is it? Hey, look. So you get one donation per hour, and that will give you 10 guild coins, in reputation and activity points. Make sure you always are doing this. Um, so the thing you get with guild tokens, which is super super important, is you can get mana regen potions. This is the only way to get these in the entire game. I would try to get these every single day. The next thing I would get is these material base selections. I'd buy these out and your precious polished crystals. Buy all of those out. Now, if you need traits, this is very important. You can buy these special weapon selection chests. I'll actually buy one for you guys. Um, so buy these, use them, and you can pick which ones you get. You want to go for the daggers, as these are the most expensive ones. Um, and you want to see what you get. So I might roll bad. Heavy attack chance. That is the best trait you can get on weapons. So let's go to the auction house and go to the golem daggers, in weapons. So these golem daggers are 60 lucent. Um, Another way you can search for stuff like this is, let me exit out of the golem. You'll go to rare, find trait, and I have heavy on mine. Heavy attack chance. This one's 55. Why is it sorting like that? I don't like how it's sorting. Um, oh, it's not. Wait, it is going by extract. Oh, it didn't search. Okay, so we apply it here. So this was 53 lucent basically. Um, 53 lucent is equivalent of upgrading these Dustblood trousers to like half max, because it's 10 lucent per upgrade on these. So that was pretty good. So let me show you how real quick how you actually do it. Is you want to click on it, go to trait extraction. You get trait extraction stones. Blue ones cost 5, purple costs 25. It will add up, but these are super easy to get. As you can see, I have 60. If you guys do not have any, go to the contract coin merchant. I have 830. Buy the trait extraction stones here. So 5 of these literally is one contract. If you want to do a purple one, it is about 6 contracts. So that is not bad at all when you convert these contract coins to lucent. Um, I highly do recommend do not go in for this or the pouch. The pouch was worth getting, but it is not worth getting anymore. The chance of getting purples is too low, and if you get a blue, it's not worth much lucent when you can get extract coins and all your other stuff. Also, don't recommend buying any of these ore. That is a bait. Mystic keys, I think, are pretty good. That will give you a ton of rewards. Don't buy the lithograms; these are useless. Um, I wouldn't buy anything else. This enchanted ink, if you are going to pay to win, this is probably worth buying to get blank lithographs and then crafting items. So the way when you see someone putting items on the auction house, like when you see, let me try to find something real quick. Raid Sanctuary Start. I don't know what the hell that is. Oh, it's a contract for the guild. Okay, so when you see items on the market like Longbow of the World Tree, you know how you can't normally get this, you only get the extraction thing, or the extract. So if you have a blank lithograph and you craft this weapon, there's a 20% chance that you will get one that you can put on the market. It is called a great success. Let me go show you that real quick. I'm trying to give as much information away as to help people as possible. Oh wow, I can do what? A lot of dungeons. So the way this works is if you wanted to craft purple armor, you need a lithograph. You craft lithographs in here by purchasing this thing. You need a lot of stuff for this. Like you need 5 precious talent. I actually can craft this actually now that I think about it. So to do that, you would need this item. You would need the real item. So if you wanted to craft a Toblix bow like mine and put this on the market, you would need to get my item and that the precious weapon lithograph. This one's a lot more expensive. This one's like 1,000 lucent to get, right here, because this costs 10 precious rubrics. The other ones are a lot cheaper, and that's why weapons on the market are like 10,000 lucent. But you'd get this, you'd get your weapon, turn it into that lithograph, and say if I wanted it. Oh wait, actually you can't do this one. This one you have that. So if you wanted to do the world tree bow, you need to get the world tree, the lithograph, and you could turn it into that, and you could just craft them. But up here you have the success. If you get a great success, this can go on the market. This can actually be sold. As you can see, in the icon at the bottom of the bow, there's a little the weight things where there's weight on both sides. That one is, the bottom one is grayed out, and this one up here is not. So this one can be sold on the auction house. That is why the weapons on the market cost 5 to 10,000 lucent, is because the lithograph, the blank lithograph to craft, that is straight up like 1,000 lucent each. Dungeons, guild stuff, make sure you do all of those. Make sure to do your contracts. Your contracts are extremely important for getting purple items, because when you complete contracts, you have a chance of getting a precious pouch, and that thing can be opened to get these blue contracts. So not only do these blue contracts give you, let me see, how do I start this? This is located in a place. So say if you do this, you have a chance of getting all of these things, and you can keep refreshing it if you don't like what you got. So you can get those purple items, and then if you don't want those purple items, or if you don't get any at all, you get abyss currency, which is from doing those blue tier 4 contracts, and you can turn these abyss currency in for, where is it? So each of these chests cost 40 abyss currency, and you can select items that you would want. Unfortunately, I don't have anything in here, but you guys probably will. So yeah, definitely do your contracts. These are super important. Like I might get that and then extract it, because this is probably a lot. So etched alabaster band. I think one of these things in here. So I think going for the ancestral tapestry. Let me see how much that is, just in case. So this person got lucky crafts, but the extract. Okay, so they're not worth a lot unless you get an actual good one. These debuff duration ones will not sell. Do not buy those. These are like a scam. So I think these daily tasks are pretty good. They give you a lot of stuff to do. So personally, So, I know that bots in this game are really bad. I haven't seen any at all, ever, but I haven't been in the areas where you would, and I haven't encountered them in any dungeons before. Watching other streamers and other people complain about it on Reddit, I have seen all of the stuff that happens. This is really bad for the game, but um, they are limited because of um, no trade system. Um, so they'll sell the account to someone, and that's how the people will buy it from them. I don't know another system that they could use. I don't think they'd be using the auction house. Um, so yeah. Another thing is, um, I'm gonna give the weapon upgrading system a 8 out of 10 in this game. I like how it works. One of the most important things in the game is to make sure that you have a level 9 blue when you transfer levels. Make sure you have a level 9 blue. So go in here. Make sure you're... Oh, I guess all mine are already maxed. So if you have a purple item that you had just acquired and you're using like green pants, make sure to get blue pants first. Upgrade those to 9 and then transfer to the purple. Do not just raw dog the purple. You're going to grief yourself in the long run and make it literally impossible to level up. Like I have a couple friends who have a really low weapon level because of that, because they grief themselves. Um, Actually, I'm gonna lower that because they don't tell you a lot of stuff. A lot of mistakes to make. Um, but when you do know it, it's pretty good. But yeah, they will screw you over really hard. Um, and the last thing I'm going to be talking about is obtaining purple items and actually progressing. Um, so I feel like this is a 7 out of 10. I've gotten unbelievably lucky with my purples. I am literally capped at what I need. I do not need anything else in the entire game other than one pendant from Tyrant or Butcher's Canyon. I literally have every single thing I need. That's why they're fully upgraded. Um, I think that you can get stuck on dungeons sometimes. So say if you needed like a purple bow as your bis, I had a friend with the same problem. He ran Carnix or Death Abyss 19 times to get the 5% bow. If you I'm just gonna put a heavy RNG and take days to get a single item. So when it comes to progressing, I know a lot of people need items from like the open world bosses that just got released, or the dungeons. So the Sanguine Desire just got released, and this guy has a bunch of stuff for you to get, and a lot of this. I know a lot of people need where is it? Maybe that's on Saradoma Island. Yeah, these Phantom Wolf breaches for the set bonus. I know it takes a lot of grinding, but it's still doable. I'm sorry about a lot of talking in this video. I'm just trying to explain how I feel about the game. I know a lot of people call the game pay to win, in which it is definitely pay to win. So I'm going to give my final thoughts now. Um, so if you guys are skipping straight here, I'm going to give the final thoughts. So the game is definitely pay to win. You can, with time, get over it. But then again, if you try to not pay to win and just go free to play in arena, at some point you're going to start versing people from the early access servers who are 5 days ahead of you, and those guys are going to steamroll you. But if you guys have a dedicated team that aren't free to play, it will be fun. And if you are free to play in arena, I would highly recommend getting 1,000 to 2,000 lucent first and getting fully stacked blue items. That is about the only way you're going to stand a chance, and that is getting melee, ranged, and magic evasion. Less magic evasion, you don't really see too many people running staffs. A lot of it is crossbows, which is ranged evasion that you'll need, and great swords, daggers. Um, those are the most meta builds I've seen. Great sword dagger, crossbow dagger. Those guys are really, really annoying to fight. Just because if they have a heavy hit chance on their weapons, it will literally one tap you. I have been crit for 32,000 damage in arena with 8,000 health. So that guy killed me literally 4 times over in one single hit with a great sword. He had a Mordekai's greatsword with a fuck ton of stun chance on all of his other stuff, I guarantee it. And every stun would guarantee land, and he would literally one-shot me every time he got on me. And I did have evasion on stuff. It wasn't as much as now. I think I had 120. So I do not like the PvP aspect of this game. Um, I do not like the movement aspect of this game. There's really no movement or skill difference in arena. Open world, it's a clusterfuck. I'm not gonna touch on that. Fuck that. Fighting for bosses in conflict don't really make you excited. It's more frustrating because people in the builds in this game and abilities, it's very frustrating to fight. Um, I'm gonna put some PvP clips up of me literally just getting stun locked for 20 minutes straight. It's just very unfun. There's too many builds that are a little too strong. Um, so yeah, I think that everything else though, the dungeons are fun, the guild raids are fun, the weapon system and all that stuff is pretty entertaining and pretty fun. The daily tasks give you lot of stuff to do, like your Amatoy expeditions too. Don't forget to do these things. I know a lot of people skip these for some reason or like don't even notice, but it'll give you abyss contract tokens, which are very important. Just make sure you do these. You get really good rewards over time. These pure base materials will add up over time. So yeah, and it also does give you some purple items sometimes. And food. I know a lot of people don't give a fuck about the things in this game like fishing and cooking, but honestly that stuff is pretty solid. It also makes you a lot of lucent too. So yeah, those are pretty good. Let's see. I think I've touched up on most of the stuff. But yeah, let's go to the arena and just look at the leaderboard real quick. Um, and you'll just see the gear discrepancy. A lot of people have it hidden for some reason, but as you can see, you have someone with heavy attack chance on both of his weapons. This guy's gonna double damage almost every single time on you. And as you can see, he's from Tanks and Liberty. This is an early access server. We have fought this guy before and got molested, so not very fun. We've also fought the Ethereum Gold people before they changed their guild name. Let's just keep looking through. This guy, yeah, this guy would probably do like 10,000 damage per hit on me with that staff, by the way. Legitimately, this guy would probably, with his meteor ability, do 10k. So yeah, these were my final thoughts on the video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope this clarified some of the issues for you guys. I still think the game is worth playing, but if you guys don't have a lot of time, it's going to be very hard to grind out the lucent you're going to need for all of the things. And especially with how contested Shadow Crypts is, I wouldn't recommend it. I would recommend running for your first 500 lucent. I would recommend running the Ant Cave to get it. It'll take a minute. It'll take maybe 5 hours, but it's really the only way. Flipping on the market house is also pretty good, or the auction house. People put items in for way too cheap, and you can combine it into the higher rarity and make like 20 or 30 lucent every time. That's actually how I made about 2,000 lucent. It was pretty easy, but the other lucent comes from extracting traits on purple items. So if you get a good group, I would just go to Shadow Crypt and ask to get invited to a group and just walk around until you find one who properly can pull aggro monsters and actually get loot. That'll make you a lot. Maybe about 2 to 3 hours, and if you get lucky, you can get 500 lucent like immediately. Like I literally got back-to-back Banshee of the Greatsword with good traits. Literally the kill after I got the first one. Literally back-to-back, I got it. Literally 2 seconds later, I got the second one. So a lot of RNG in this game, but I think that's fine. Over time, if you do all your stuff daily in all your dungeons, you will have purple in no time. So yeah. I have 99 hours on the game currently on Steam. I've only played it on Steam. So yeah, if you guys just want to pause and just look through my stuff real quick. I don't have anything on the book. I don't really need it. I haven't really focused on it because the traits on that book are a little too expensive. So yeah. I think the contracts are a little repetitive, but I think it's whatever because they are fast. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy.
Oh, I need this. I need the
Great Sword of the Banshee! I got the purple great sword.
I'm not getting shit.
Dude,
I literally got nothing.
get the wizard.
Oh, nice.
I've gotten
stuck there.
I've gotten 5 purple weapons that I don't need.
I got another one.
Nice.
Right, really close, really close. Oh, there's another one over there. Another one over there.
Get him.
I got it.
Nice.
And your wizard dead. No, I got nothing good, mother.
What? I'm getting fucking pissed.
I just got back to back great swords.
Can you sell them? Wait, ready?